Junction, River City, next station stop.
Ah, you're crazy with the heat. Credit's no good for a notion salesman.
Board, all aboard!
Why not? What's the matter with credit? Ah, it's old-fashioned. Hey, Charlie, you're an anvil salesman. Your firm give credit?
No, sir. Nor anybody else.
River City, next stop.
Cash for the merchandise, cash for the cotton hooks.
Cash for the cotton goods, cash for the hard goods.
Cash for the soft goods, cash for the fancy goods.
Cash for the nuggets and the diggins and the firkins.
Cash for the hogshead, cask and demijohn. Cash for the crackers and the pickles and the fly paper.
Look, what do you talk? 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 Where do you get it? What do you talk?
You can talk, you can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, you can bicker, 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 you can talk, you can talk, you can talk, 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 bicker, bicker, bicker. You can talk all you want about it different than it was.
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
Twice a month, the chief Ford made the trouble. Make the people wanna go, wanna get up and go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 22, 23 miles to the candy sink.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Who's gonna patronize a little bitty 2x4 kind of store anymore? What do you talk? What do you talk? Where do you get it?
Not the Model T at all. Take a gander at the store, at the modern store, at the present day store, at the present day modern departmentalized grocery store.
What do you talk? 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 Where do you get it? What do you talk? What do you talk? Where do you talk?
Where do you get it? You can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, 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 bicker, bicker, bicker. You can talk all you want about it different than it was.
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
Ever met a fella by the name Hill?
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 No.
Just a minute.
Never heard of any salesman Hill.
Now he doesn't know the territory.
Doesn't know the territory.
What's the fella's line?
Never worry about his line.
Never worries about his line.
Tell us what's his line, what's his line?
He's a fake and he doesn't know the territory.
Look, what do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
He's a music man.
He's a what?
He's a what?
He's a music man and he sells clarinets to the kids in the town, and the big trombone, and the rat-a-tat drum, and the big bass bass, and the piccolo, uniforms too, with a shiny gold braid on the coat, and a big red stripe running.
Well, I don't know much about that, but I do know you can't make a living selling big trombones. No, sir. Mandolin picks, perhaps, and here and there a juice harp.
No, fella sells bags, brass bags. Don't know how he does it, but he lives like a king.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
When the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But he doesn't know the territory.
River City, just across state line with Iowa. River City, population 2,212. Cigarettes ain't legal in this state.
Well, if you're all through, I'll tell you about Harold Hill.
You really know Harold Hill?
Never seen him in my life, but I know this much. He's giving every one of us a black eye. After he's turned the town over, next salesman that comes in automatically gets tarred, feathered, and rolled out of the city limits on the rail. Yeah, you can laugh. Just wait till it happens to you.
Well, why should the fella get rolled out of the city on the rail?
Because in order to sell instruments and uniforms and instruction books, he's got a guarantee to teach the kids to play.
So?
And to form him into a band with himself as leader.
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that? He doesn't know one note from the next. He can't tell a bass drum from a pipe organ. That swindler. When I catch up with him, I'm going to squeal on him so loud.
You sure sound angry, Charlie. I'd sure like to be around when you catch up with this guy.
Yeah, but it's not going to happen on this trip. Not even the great Harold Hill try selling anything to these stiff-necked islands.
Gentlemen, you intrigue me. I think I'll have to give Iowa a try.
Don't think I caught your name.
hospital, and nobody never came to see me. Cousin Will never come, and Aunt Bertha, she never come.
But your Aunt Bertha's dead.
She wouldn't have come anyway.
Leave home as a fall in the winter in December if you ask about the weather in July. And we're so by God's star we can stand till she knows us for a week at a time and then see eye to eye. Lord will give you all assurance and all that to go with. If you walk lost, you'll have it tonight. So what the heck? You're welcome. Glad to have you with us. Even though we may not ever mention it again, you really ought to give Iowa up that Iowa. If you do all you can for us, time is to take care of things. Ought to give Iowa a try.
Hey, Gregory!
Marcellus!
You old son of a gun! What in the world are you doing? But Greg!
Ah, Professor Hill's the name. Harold Hill.
But Greg, what are you doing here? Why'd you let me know you was coming?
Didn't know it was myself. Besides, how was I supposed to know you'd end up in a little tank town like this? You used to be a pretty big slicker when you were in business with me.
Too many close shaves the way you work. Besides, I got me a nice comfortable girl, Ethel Toffelmeyer, boss's niece.
Gone legitimate, huh? I knew you'd come to no good.
What's the new pitch? You're not back in the band business. I've heard you was in steam automobiles.
I was.
What happened?
Someone actually invented one.
No.
Yeah. Now, give me a lowdown here, Marce.
You'll never get anywhere in the band business with these stubborn Iowans, Greg. Besides, we got a stuck-up music teacher here who will expose you before you get your grip unpacked.
Male or female?
The music teacher? She's the librarian. Female.
Perfect. Just what I wanted to hear. If she walks by, you point her out to me.
I will. How are you gonna start the pitch?
I need to get your town out of the serious trouble it's in.
River City isn't in any trouble.
I'm gonna have to create some then. Gotta create a desperate need in your town for a kid's band. You remember?
Yeah.
Now, what's new around here? What can I use?
Nothing. Except the billiard parlor just put in a new pool table.
I must have had a pool table here before.
Nope, only billiards.
That'll do. Now, see you later, Marce, and don't forget, music teacher.
Music teacher. Oh, good morning, Mr. Dunlop.
Good morning, Marcellus.
Ah, Mr. Dunlop.
Yes?
Either you're closing your eyes to a situation you do not wish to acknowledge, or you're not aware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here, I say trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a billiard player. Something mine, you're trying to say, I'm always mine, trying to say it. I consider the hours I spend with a cue in my hand are golden. But to cultivate horse sense, and a cool head, and a keen eye. Would you ever take a try to give an ironclad lead to yourself from a three-railed billiard shot? But just as I say, it takes judgment, brains, and maturity to score in a ball-climb game. I say that in a boo can take and shove a ball in a pocket. And I call that sloth. The first big step on the road to the depths of degradé. I say first, medicinal wine from a teaspoon, then beer from a bottle. And the next thing you know, your son is playing for money in a pinchback suit. And listening to some big out-of-town Jasper here to talk about horse race gambling. Not a wholesome trot race, no, but a race with it set down right on the horse. Like to see some stuck-up jockey boy sitting on Dan Patch, making blood boilable, I should say. Now, friends, let me tell you what I mean. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets in the table, pockets that mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum with a capital B that rhymes with P that stands for pool. And all week long, the River City youth will be frittering away as say your young men will be frittering away their noontime, supper time, chore time too. Get the ball in the pocket, never mind getting dandelions pulled, screen or patch to the beefsteak powder. Now I know all you folks are the right kind of parents. I'm gonna be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on with the loafing around that hall? They be trying out Bevo, trying out Cubes, trying out tailor-mades like cigarette fiends, and bragging all about how they're gonna cover up a telltale breath with sense. And one fine night, they leave the pool hall, heading for the dance at the armory, liberty men and scarlet women, and ragtime, shameless music that'll grab your son, your daughter, in the arms of a jungle animal instinct, mass hysteria. Friends, the idle brains, the devil's playground, trouble! Right here in River City. With a capital T that rhymes with P that stands for pool. We surely got trouble. Right here in River City. We gotta figure out a way to keep the young ones moral after school.
Our children gonna have trouble.
Mothers of River City, heed that warning before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of corruption. The minute your son leaves the house, does he rebuckle his knickerbockers below the knee? Is there a nicotine stain on his index finger? A dime novel hidden in the corn crib? You start to memorize jokes from Captain Billy's whiz bang. Are certain words creeping into his conversation? Words like swell, nah, and so's your old man. Well, if so, my friends, we got trouble. Right here in River City. With a capital T that rhymes with P that stands for pool. We surely got trouble. Right here in River City. Remember the main printed rock in the golden rule.
Our children gonna have trouble.
No, we got trouble. We're in terrible trouble. That game was a 15 number ball. It's the devil's tool. Oh, yes, we got trouble. With a T, divided with P. That stands for pool. Good evening, miss.
Good evening.
Did you drop your,
No.
Didn't I meet you in St.
No.
I'll only be in town a short while.
Good.
Mama, a man with a suitcase has been following me all over town.
Who?
Never seen him before.
Did he say anything?
Tried.
Did you say anything?
Mama, of course not. Now, don't dawdle, Amaryllis. So, do, la, re, ti, mi, a little slower, and please keep your fingers curved as nice and high as you possibly can.
saying so. It wouldn't have hurt you to find out what the gentleman wanted.
I know what the gentleman wanted.
Oh, what, dear?
Well, you'll find it in Balzac.
Excuse me for living, but I've never read it.
Neither has anyone else in this town.
There you go again with that same old comment about the low mentality of River City people and taking it all too much to heart.
No, Mama. As long as the Madison Public Library was entrusted to me for the purpose of improving River City culture level, I can't help my concern that the ladies of River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice.
But darling, when a woman's got a husband and you've got none, why should she take advice from you? Even if you can't quote words like a Shakespeare, no more than on a highfalutin Greek.
Mama, if you don't mind me saying so, you have a bad habit of changing every subject.
No, I haven't changed the subject. I was talking about the stranger.
What stranger?
With a suitcase who may be your very last chance.
Mama, do you think I'd allow common fashion? No, really, Mama. I have my standards to a man I'm concerned, and I had no intention.
I know all about your standards, and if you don't mind me saying so, there's not a man alive who could hope to measure up to that blend of Paul Bunyan, St. Attenborough, or Webster. If you compose it for yourself, out of your Irish imagination, your Iowa governors, and your library full of books.
If that isn't the best I've ever heard, thank you.
Hello, Winthrop. Hello.
Winthrop, where's your manners?
I'm having a party on Saturday. Will you please come? I would especially like it very much if you'd come. Winthrop?
Well, Winthrop, Amaryllis asked you to a party. Are you going or aren't you?
No.
No what?
No. No, thank you.
You know the little girl's name.
He won't say Amaryllis because of the S, because of his lisps. He's ashamed.
We know all about his lisp, Amaryllis. Well, Winthrop?
I'll bet he won't say it. No, thank you, Amaryllis. Amaryllis. He's crying. Why does he get so mad at people just because he lisps?
It's not only because he lisps, Amaryllis. It's just a part of it.
A part of it? What's the other part?
You see, he doesn't talk very much.
Not even to you and your mother?
No. We all have to be just a little patient.
I'm patient, even though he doesn't ever talk to me. But I do him every night. I say good night to him on the evening star. You have to do it the very second you see it too, or it doesn't count. Good night, my Winthrop. Good night. Sleep tight.
Oh, hey dear, don't cry. You have lots of time. If not Winthrop, there'll be someone else.
Never. I'll end up an old maid like you. I'm sorry, Miss Marianne. See, without a sweetheart, you have no one to say good night to when the evening star.
Oh no, Amaryllis. For the time being, just say good night, my someone. You can put the name in when the right someone comes along. Now you can play your crosshand piece.
wife, Elaine McKechnie for leading and the singing, and for J.C. Squires for his fabulous photography, and of course to our fine piano player, Miss Marion Peru. As mayor of River City, I want to welcome all you River citizens to this evening's 4th of July exercise. 407 years ago, the members of the school board will now present the patriotic... The members of the school board will not present patriotic tableau. Some disagreement about the costumes, I assume. Instead, the Wonton Ye-Girls of the local wigwam of Hiawatha will present a spectacle of my wife, in which my wife, Elaine McKechnie, will take a leading role.
And now, I will count to 10 in the Indian tongue. E. Feather.
I wouldn't leave if I was you.
Okay, well, settle down. Settle down, everybody. This issue will recover. No, thanks to a certain look that's a disgrace to our city. That's right. Score. 7. The Payne's Fireworks Spectacle, the last days of Pompeii, will take place, providing the rain stops by 9:30. It'll be out at the Madison Picnic Park in the Far Meadow, across the creek from the pest house.
How could it rain? Didn't the Gazette predict fair?
Yeah, that's why we're all prepared for storm.
The Gazette is accurate almost all of the time, some of the time.
Or score. 7 years.
We heard there was a pool table in town.
Oh, yeah. I heard that too.
Well, how's the pool table, isn't it?
Yeah.
Never mind that now. Can I get on with this exercise?
We don't want any more exercises till we set this pool table back.
Let's protect our children. Resist sin and corruption. Strike the devil and keep our young boys pure. Friends, may I have your attention, please? Attention, please. I can deal with this trouble, friends, with a wave of my hand, this very hand. Please observe me, if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize River City Kids Band. Boom! Oh, think, my friends, how could any pool table ever hope to compete with a gold trombone? Rah, 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 rah. Remember, my friends, when a handful of trumpet players dig to the famous, fabled walls of Jericho? Oh, billiard-colored walls come tumbling down. But a band will do it, my friends. Oh yes, I said a kids band. You hear me? I said River City's gotta have a kids band, and I mean she needs it today. Well, Professor Harold Hill's on hand. River City's gonna have her kids band. As sure as the Lord made the living apples. And that band's gonna be in uniform. Johnny, Willie, Teddy, Fred. You'll see the glitter of crashing cymbals. You'll hear the thunder of rolling drums and the shimmer of trumpets. Ta-ta! And you'll feel something akin to the electric thrill I once enjoyed when Gilmore, Liberate, Pat Conway, the great Creator, W.C. Handy, and John Philip Sousa all came to town in the very very same historic day. 76 trombones led the big parade with 110 cornets close at hand. They were followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos, the cream of every famous band. 76 trombones caught the morning sun with 110 cornets right behind. There were more than 1,000 reeds springing up like weeds. There were horns of every shape and kind. There were copper-bottomed timpani and horse platoons, thundering, thundering all along the way. Double-belled euphoniums and big bassoons, each bassoon having his big fat say. There were 50 mounted cannon in the battery, thundering, thundering louder than before. Clarinets of every size and trumpeters who'd improvise a full octave higher than the score.
Stop that, hoodlum! He almost blew up his shin!
Thank you, Professor. Have to make an example of him. Ringleader, you know. What he does, the gang does.
Chief West, let it go!
You wild kid. His father is a day laborer from the south side of town. Went tagging down Main Street after my oldest girl last Sunday.
Wasn't Tucker!
Don't you contradict me.
We're just walking together. Chief West!
Oh, you mind your phraseology? I know what you was doing. My little girl Gracie Senior. Now you stay away from my oldest girl or you'll hear from me till who laid the rails. I'll talk to you about this band business down at City Hall Monday morning, 10 o'clock, sharp.
Oh, Constable, I'll be responsible for the boy.
Oh, you don't know this kid.
Gracie.
He's tough.
Gracie.
And he's got his gang waiting outside.
Oh, I'll be careful. Tommy, I'd like to talk to you about the band.
Gee, Professor, that's for small kids.
I'm not talking about you playing in the band. You're mechanically minded, aren't you? Ever do anything with perpetual motion?
Nailed it a couple of times.
You did? Well, then you're my man. Do you realize no one has ever invented a music holder for a marching piccolo player? There's nowhere to hang the music.
Chief West, wonder the bell with some wire.
Look in your cellar. That's where folks keep wire. Oh, Tommy.
Yes, sir?
Now, Constable, I'll show you how to break up a gang. Young lady, what's your name?
Sunita, I didn't have any idea you were back in God.
Zanita, do you know Tommy Gillis?
Well,
Tommy, this is Zanita. Please escort the young lady home.
only expecting I'm not going home. I have to go to the library.
Then escort the young lady home by way of the library. By way of the candy kitchen.
Yes, sir. Do I have to?
You have to.
Yes, sir.
God!
Professor, you're a very smart young fellow. You made a couple mistakes, though.
Oh?
The mayor happens to own the Dion follower, and then you put him.
Oh.
What was my other mistake?
That's Anita. She's the mayor's oldest girl.
Just a minute, Professor. We need your credentials.
Yes.
Yeah, we're the school board.
Yeah.
Academic certificate.
Yeah, I want to see your tax returns. Ah, yes. Wait, what am I hearing? Say, ice cream.
Ice cream. But I don't sing, young man, if that's what you're getting at.
Talk then. Down here.
Ice cream.
Talk slow.
Ice cream.
See? Sing is just sustained talking. Now you, sir.
Ice cream.
Now you.
Ice cream.
Now you.
Ice cream.
Ladies, from now on, you'll never see one of those men without the other three.
But Professor, you're wrong. Those men have hated each other for the last 15 years.
Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream. Wonderful. How can there be any sin, sin, sin? Where is the good in goodbye, in goodbye? But we sincerely in I don't suppose you live alone or anything.
No.
I have some wonderful caramels over at my hotel if you'd like to join me.
Mr. Hill.
Professor Hill.
Professor of what? At what college do they give a degree for 9 women on the street?
I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary, Indiana, gold medal class of '05.
Even should that happen to be true, does that give you the right to follow me wherever I go? And another thing, Mr. Hill, I'm not as hoodwinked or mesmerized as some people in this town. And I think it's only fair to let you know I have a shelf in there full of reference books which may very well give me some interesting information about you. Good day, Mr. Professor Hill.
Hey, Gregory.
Oh, hey, Marcellus. And don't call me Greg.
How'd you make out with the music teacher?
Scrumptious.
Boy, did you cut a swath tonight. For a minute, even I thought you knew something about leading a band. Just like when you used to imitate that band concert fella back in Joplin.
Oh, yeah. That was kid stuff.
Right.
I'm in rare form these days, son. Just to keep your eye on me for the next 4 weeks.
4 weeks? It only used to take 10 days for the instruments to arrive.
Still does. But it takes 4 weeks for the uniforms.
Oh, no, Greg, you haven't added uniforms.
Uniforms and instruction books.
Instruction books? But you can't pass yourself off as a music professor. I mean, not for any 4 weeks.
Mars.
But you don't know one note from another.
I have this new system called the Think System, where we don't bother with notes.
But in 4 weeks, the people will want to hear the music. You'll have to lead a band.
And when the uniforms arrive, they'll forget about everything else, long enough for me to collect and leave. Oh, this is a refined operation, son. And I've got it timed down to the last wave of the brakeman's hand on the last train out of town. Now, Mr. Washburn, if you'll excuse me.
Ah, gonna line yourself up a little canoodling, huh?
Well...
Say, I could fix you up with Ethel's sister. Lovely girl. Teaches Sunday school.
No wide-eyed, eager, wholesome, innocent Sunday school teacher for me.
I'm Ethel Toppenmeyer, you know, the piano.
Oh, yes.
And this is Mrs. Squires, Mrs. Hicks, and I'm Maud. Oh, and of course you've met Eulalie McKechnie-Shin, Aunt Mary's wife.
Of course.
Isn't it exciting, ladies?
I cannot say. No. I cannot say it this time. I cannot say it. My husband will wish to investigate, I'm sure. And I am reticent. Yes, I am reticent.
Why, of course, Mrs. Shin. I understand. But you see, part of my music plans includes a committee on the dance, and... Wait. Do that again, Mrs. Shin. The way you raised your foot just now.
Oh, I have a bunion here that's been bothering me.
Oh, what grace. What natural flow of rhythm. What expression of line and movement. Oh, you must have set the chairmanship for the ladies' committee for the classic dance, mustn't you, ladies?
Oh, yes,
Every move you make, Mrs. Shin, bespeaks Del Sart. Will you say yes, Mrs. Shin?
Oh, my. Eulalie McKechnie-Shin? Dancing?
Then you accept.
Yes. But I must tell you.
Thank you. Now, the young lady who plays the piano, a Marion Carew, I believe. After all, she is the librarian.
Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 pick a little, talk a little.
Well, it should be on any lady. I don't like to say this, but she advocates dirty books.
Dirty books?
Chaucer! Chocolate! Balzac! Chip, 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 chip. What you know the worst thing is? I can tell you. I'll tell you. That's the babes on my straw. I'll tell you.
She made brazen overtures to a man that no one had liked until she came to town. Old Miser Madison.
Miser Madison. Madison Gymnasium. Madison Picnic Park. Madison Hospital. That Miser Madison?
Exactly. Who did he think he was anyway?
Well, I should say. Show off. Gave the town a library too, didn't he?
That's just it. When he died, he left the library building to the city.
But he left all those books to her.
And she was seen going and coming from his place.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And that woman made brazen overtures with like a gilt-edged guarantee. With a golden glimmer in her voice and as a silver voice with a counterfeit ring. Now let's melt her down and you'll reveal a lump of lead as cold as steel here. A woman's heart should.
He left River City, cut the library building, but he left all the books to her. Chaucer! Chee, 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 chee.
Now then, Professor, we need your credentials.
What academic certificate?
Why, of course, gentlemen. Happy Saturday. Over to my hotel. Please, follow me.
Chee, chee, chee,
It's all right, I know everything. It doesn't make any difference.
What are you talking about?
Mr. Madison, you were probably very young. Anyone can make a mistake.
What?
No apologies, no explanations, please. You see, I'm only in town a short while, and the sadder but wiser girl for me.
Well, please make your selection and leave.
I have.
Well, what do you want to take out?
The librarian.
Quiet, please.
The librarian. You're not listening, Marion. Look. Marbles. 6 steelies, 8 aggies, a dozen peewees, and a great big glassy with an American flag in the middle. I think I'll drop them.
No.
Madam Librarian. Well, what can I do? My dear, to pinch your ear. I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marion, heaven help us if the library caught on fire and the volunteer hose brigademan had to whisper the news to them. Madam Librarian. Well, what can I do? My dear, to make it clear, I need you badly, badly, Madam Librarian. Marion, if I stumble and I busted my whatchamacallit, I could lie on the floor unnoticed till my body had turned to Madam Librarian. Now in the moonlight, a man could see it. In the moonlight. And the fellow would know that his darling had heard every word of his song. Moonlight, helping along. I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marion, it's a long lost cause I can never win. When the civilized world accepts as unforgivable sin, and you're talking out loud with any librarian, such as Madam Librarian. had a pretty good morning. 11 sales out of 12 tries. I'll tell you what, it's almost noon. Why don't you go home and get some supper? I'll try a few of my own.
Goodbye, Professor.
Thanks, Tommy.
Just a minute. Are you soliciting? You haven't got a license.
Why, no, Mayor Shin. I collect doorbells, and your town's doorbells have this unique tone quality.
Flattery will not avail you. Soliciting is statutory in this county. Malfeasance without a permit. And why haven't you been down to City Hall with your papers by now?
Just missed you. Oh no. Mr. Mayor, your hand.
What?
That spread of the little finger. It's hereditary.
It is? What does that mean?
It means that your son's little finger is perfectly situated to operate the spit valve of a B-flat flugelhorn.
Is that good?
Good. That means that America has finally produced an artist that can flugel the minute waltz in 50 seconds.
Oh, where can I get me one of them horns?
Sign here, Mayor Shin.
Yes, sir.
That'll be $17 import fee.
Yes, sir. Just to think, I almost missed this whole... I haven't got a son! You unscrupulous flew-by-night! You unlikeless! You beat down the City Hall with your by-God papers by 3 o'clock!
You mean this afternoon?
Oh, I couldn't make myself any plainer if I was a Quaker on his day off!
Do you realize, Mrs.
Peru.
Do you realize, Mrs. Peru, that you have all the facial characteristics of a cornet virtuoso?
I don't think I understand you entirely, Professor.
If your boy has that same firm chin and those splendid cheek muscles, by George, well, not that he could ever be truly great, you understand?
Oh, is that so? And in the name of St. Bridget, why not?
Well, you see, all the really great cornet players were Irish. Klein, Mendes, Schwartz.
But we are Irish.
No, really? That clinches it then. Your boy was born to play the cornet, sign here.
Oh,
That'll be $7 earnest money. Nothing more due until the first installments, payable the opening of band practice. Ah, thank you. And of course, I'll need the boy's measurements for his band uniform.
Oh, his uniform.
Hello, son. Certainly, his uniform. And there won't be a penny due until delivery, which gives him 4 weeks to imagine, to enjoy, to anticipate, at no cost whatsoever. Never allow the demands of tomorrow to interfere with the pleasure and excitement of today.
Would it have...
A stripe? Certainly, my boy, a wide stripe down each side. Now, what do you think of that?
You'll have to excuse Winthrop, Professor. We can't get him to say more than 3 words a day, even to us. And if you can get him to play in the band, he'll have St. Michael's own way with you. And if anybody can do it, I bet you can. Tell me, my boy, where are you from?
Gary, Indiana.
I knew it. Where did you say?
Gary, Indiana. In fact, Gary Conservatory was my alma mater.
Was she now?
Yes. Gold medal class of '05. How did you, Miss Peru?
How do you do?
Peru, of course. I knew the name sounded familiar. I've tried to see you since the other night, but...
He wants to put Winthrop in the band.
Mama, we're not interested.
But he might have his father's musical gifts. And he does have me joy, you know.
Oh, your husband's musical. I'd love to have a word
Do you
with him.
burst in on everyone's home like that, prying on personal affairs? We're not interested.
Now that's 1 for and 1 against. Why not let the boy's father decide?
The boy's father is dead. Anything else?
I'm sorry. But that's all the more reason why your brother needs something like this.
My brother is a 10-year-old problem child who doesn't understand why his father's been taken away. Do you care to explain it to him?
for 2 years. As to your musical tricks,
Musical tricks? Now, Miss Marion, I hardly think that... I get the feeling she likes me.
You'll have to excuse Marion, Professor. She's not really as bad as she
Please don't worry about a thing. I'm sure that at heart, she's as lovely as herself.
Oh.
Good day to you, Widow Peru.
Good day to you, Professor.
has he gone yet?
He has, and I hope not forever. Don't you ever give a thought to your future? Gary, Indiana, conservation class of Oct 5.
No, Mama. Surely a girl's future doesn't depend on encouraging every fast-talking, self-centered woman chaser traveling man who comes to town. And the fact that he claims his commodity in music does not, in this particular case, impress me.
All right, darling, all right. Only it's a well-known principle that if you keep the flint in one drawer and the steel in another, you're never going to strike up much of a fire.
Mama! Winthrop? Winthrop, I know you're there. Hey, dear. Would you please go to the library for me and ask Miss Grubb to give you the book I set aside? It's the Indiana Journal Educational. Red and black volume. Will you do that for me?
Do I have to?
Well, you won't have to talk to anyone. I've written it all down. Thank you, dear.
Now, what are you up to? Why do you have to send him out in the middle of the night to get some books?
I have a feeling the Indiana Journal may help me poke some large holes in the professor's claims.
I give up. I'm so
go blind. Was that the first thing I said or not?
Yes, George.
Yes, the very first thing I said, or I'll eat hay with the horse. Get that spellbinder's credentials, I said, morning of July 4th, 1912. And now look at us. My wife is off dancing at any and all hours instead of being in the home.
George, I was
the school board's out singing up street and down alley. Instead of tending to city matters, my oldest girl's boodling around with some wild kid, and my business has fallen so far off the charts I can't find the balance sheet.
Merchin.
What?
I found something very interesting in his book about Professor Hill's alma mater.
His who?
His university.
Oh, I know all about that. In fact, that's the only thing I can ever get out of him. Gary Conservatory, class of 5.
Well, if you just take time to look a little bit and read a little bit about the conservatory, I'm sure you won't have to look any further. It's on page...
Papa! The Wells Fargo wagon is just coming up from the depot!
A likely story at this time of day. The Wells Fargo wagon?
It could be the band instrument!
The band.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is up.
Winthrop, here you go.
My coronet! Gee, thanks, Professor!
Kids, you'll all receive individualized instruction in due course. In the meantime, stay off the streets, get acquainted with your instruments, and think the minuet in G. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da.
Sister, it is the most corrupted little thing you ever saw. I never thought I'd ever see anything so scripted as this scripted little thing. Oh, sister.
Oh, that's round one for you, Mr. Phillips. If I don't hear some by God tooting pretty shorter, I'll see you down at the grand jury or the county seat. Miss Marion, about that book you was telling me?
The ladies' dance committee meets Tuesday nights over at the high school.
Use your whole body. Oh, wonderful. Now, let's have a go at our Grecian urns. One Grecian urn. Mrs. Squires. Two Grecian urns. Ethel. And the fountain. One, two, three, four. And trickle, 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 trickle. And gush, 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 gush. Oh, that's wonderful. I predict that our Delsart exhibit is going to be the highlight of the ice cream social. Gentlemen, if you're ready. Now, ladies, don't make me say this again. You always face the audience. Mr. Dunlop, please.
It's you in the sunlight. It's you in my cup.
Smile, ladies.
It's you all the way to town. It's your sweet hello, dear, that sets me up. And it's your
Osborne, we're down to 5 more minutes.
Well, if you think you can hold these kids back, I'll go ahead.
Let's go, mister. Wait till you see the new step Professor Hill taught us.
All right, what'll it be?
Dishy Puppy!
Hey! I know that one. Now, a woman will kiss on the very first date is usually a hussy. And a woman will kiss on the second time out is anything but fuzzy. But a woman will wait till the third time around, head in the clouds, feet up and round. She's the girl these daddies found. She's his chipoopy, 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 chipoopy.
The girl is hard to get.
Chipoopy, chipoopy, chipoopy.
But you can win her yet.
Walk her once just to raise the curtain, then walk around twice and make for certain. Once more in the flower garden, she will never get sore. Beg her pardon.
She will never get torn away to supper.
Now, little old Sal was an old gal that anyone could see. Look at her now, she's no gal who only goes for me.
She gets whispered that fancy cookie. Once more for a bit of rubber. She will never get torn away to supper.
Chipoopy, chipoopy, chipoopy. Chipoopy, chipoopy, chipoopy.
But you can win her yet.
Take your hand off of my daughter!
Papa! Mr. Shin, Your Honor, your daughter and I are going to steady behind your back.
Why?
We try to do it in front of your back.
Do what?
Never mind. Send it to Scalia, but I'm not. Why would you have your own daughter Scalia? She wears.
Oh, I'm gonna warn you just once more. If I ever see you touching my daughter again, I'll by God horse with you!
Oh, but George,
Will not one poop out of you, madam.
I think he means Pete.
Yes, now get out of this public building.
I got as much right to be here as anybody.
Right? Where are you getting your right from? Aiding and abetting this spellbinding symbol salesman? You know what I see written all over you? Reform school. Now get out! Get out, so I'll kid!
Papa, please! It's Camilla, it's like you make blood in a marketplace. He can't!
You mind your phraseology, young woman. Now go home. You lady, you tend to your dancing. All handles Anita. Hanging around with the wild kids that go up the side of town.
Mershin,
If I could just make you understand.
Well, you can't. And by the way, thanks for nothing. I read that book you gave me from cover to cover for a whole week now, and I couldn't find a thing.
Mr. Mayor, if you please.
Well, I'll settle your hash as soon as I get these premises off my oldest girl. What?
All right. But in the meantime, I want you to know that I'm vouching for Tommy Gillis. What? That boy has all the confidence of every kid in town. You'll be waiting online to shake his hand by the time our band plays its first concert.
Let me tell you something, my feathered friend, my young fine feather. Oh, never mind. Men, I want that man's credentials and I want him tonight. And don't let him out of your sight. He's slipperier than a Mississippi sturgeon.
You mean you want us to get his references?
His academic certificate? Papers? You get his papers or you get him in jail. I couldn't make myself any clearer by as a button hook in the well water. Ah. And where's Gracie? Gracie!
Professor Hill, I think Machine has behaved abominably. And I think it was wonderful of you coming to Tom's defense.
Oh, that was nothing.
Oh, yes, it was.
No, a man can't dodge the issue whenever a little personal risk is involved. What does the poet say? The coward dies 1,000 deaths. The brave man? Only 500. Unfortunately, of course, the mayor was already pretty upset on account of his pool table. But I suppose a recommendation from a musical authority such as yourself might help. But I can never ask you to do such a thing.
Well, Professor,
You would?
I'd be glad to. I just wish I was a little bit more informed. I've been wanting to talk to you about Winthrop's cornet.
His cornet. A mother of pearl keys.
Yes, I'm sure it's fine, but you see, it never touches it. Well, it did for the first week or so. I made a few experimental blats, I guess you'd say.
Ah, yes, blats.
And he sings the minuet in G to da almost constantly.
Ladies. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. La-di-da. La-di-da.
But he never touches the cornet.
Well, you see...
He tells me about some think system, that if he thinks the minuet, he won't have to bother with the notes. Well, Professor...
Miss Marion, the think system is a revolutionary method, I'll admit. And what so was Galileo's conception of the heavens? Columbus's conception of globe. Bach's conception of the well-tempered clavichord. Well, I cannot go into these things here in public, but if you'll allow me to call, when may I call?
Well, any night this week?
Pick a little duck, a little, pick a little duck, a little, chick, 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 pick a little, sing a little duck, a little, pick a little. Won't you join to the song? Oh, the way you dance, the shadowy professor, chick, chick, pick a little duck, a little, pick a little duck, chick, 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 dance like a fairy princess, with a floating toy on the floor. You had a golden shimmer in your hair and silver shoes for all to see. I know that you will soon unfold a forgiving heart of purest gold. Here, where a woman's heart should be. Fairy princess, don't be too long. Golden shimmer, silver shimmer. Now I know it's hard to know. Here, where a woman's heart should be. Our professor told us to read those books, and he simply adored them all. Pick a ball, chop, 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 pick a ball back. Chip, 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 chip,
I'm sorry, Professor. We've got our orders.
We've been deputized.
Yes. Congratulations. Let's see now. You know, all week I've been trying to give you folks my credentials and references, but every time you seem to change the subject somehow. Now, I have exactly what you want over at my hotel. It won't take me a second.
I'm sorry. We're gonna have to go along with you.
Every one of us.
Yes. Let's see if I have my key. What's this? Oh, a testimonial from Madame Reedy, the only female bassoon player to ever appear on the Red Path circuit. Her stage name, of course. Actually, she's from Moline, Lida Rose Quackenbush.
Let me have a look at that.
Oh, you'll never forget the name, Lida Rose. Same as the old song. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose.
Without a sweetheart to my name, like a rose now, everyone knows that I am hoping you're the same. So here's my love song, not fancy or fun. Like a rose, oh, won't you be mine? Like a rose, oh, like a rose, oh, like a rose.
Dream of them, dream of a love song that might have been to I love you. Oh yes, I love you, and I bravely tell you, but only when we dream again. Sweet and low, sweet and low, how sweet are memories of long ago. Forever, oh yes, forever, will I ever tell you. Dream of now, dream of then, dream of love song that might have been to I love you. Oh yes, I love you, and I bravely tell you, but only when we dream again. Dream and low, sweet and low, how sweet and
Will you ever stop arguing with yourself? Will you ever tell him? Won't you ever tell him? Oh, yes, I know our fiddlesticks. Just open your mouth and let it come out.
Mama.
Oh, don't mama me. If he comes here to see you again, then you see him alone. And if you haven't the gumption to tell him how you feel,
Tell him?
well, why not? There's nothing wrong with a ladylike hint.
Mama,
Windflower. What do you mean?
fishing. With Harold.
Oh, with Professor Hill.
And look, I'll still have some worm.
Oh, did you have a good time?
Corrupted. He told me about his hometown, Gary, Indiana. And he said he'd take me there someday. And he taught me a song Gary I know Esther in it. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, let me say it once again. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, that's the town that you'll be well. If you'd like to have a logical explanation, how I up and down the side of think of Nathan, I would say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one place that's calling my faith. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana, Paris, France, New York, or Rome, but Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, my home sweet home. If you'd like to have a logical explanation, how I up and down this elegant incubation, I would say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one place that's colliding my faith. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana, Paris, France, New York, or Rome, but Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, my home sweet home. I'll be back in a minute. I have to show my rhythm to my last ride. La di da di da.
Leave the dishes, Mama. I'll do them.
Don't you have to change for the sociable?
There's time later.
Say, Shins live around here somewhere?
The Shin home is on the East Elm. This is West Elm.
Ah, Trinity. Hey, you're the piano teacher in town. You must know about this fella Hill starting up a kids' band.
Yeah?
Well, don't let it worry you no more. I got the goods on him and in spades, that swindler. That's why I got to see Shin. I'm just passing through. The number 8 only makes a 15-minute water stop. Wouldn't mind if it was 20. Sure like to concentrate 5 minutes on you, girly girl.
Well, who are you?
Name's Charlie Coward, and a salesman. But right now, I'm in the business of looking after the good name of the traveling fraternity of that swindler.
Mr. Cow, you're making a big mistake.
Oh, big mistake. My old lady's corset covers. That guy's been stomping my shoe for too long. He spoiled it for me in Illinois. He ain't gonna spoil it here in Iowa. Anyway, what kind of a music teacher are you? You don't see through him. He's no more professor than I am.
I know all about that. Bad leaders are always called professors. It's a harmless deception. He's a fine director.
Oh, wait a minute. Fine director. Have you heard one note of music from any band?
No, but...
But nothing, girly girl. He's never formed a band in his life, and he never will.
If you just listen to me for a minute.
Oh, I'd like to. I'd like to do more than that if I had the time. I sure got the inclination, but I gotta get back on that train, and I gotta leave this dynamite with someone on the way to the depot. Bye, girly girl. See you next time through.
You won't make the train at the depot. You'll have to catch it at the crossing.
No way. I gotta be on that train. I gotta make sure to leave word about Hill, and you ain't the one to leave it with.
You don't know me yet, Mr. Powell.
Is that an invitation?
No, I mean, I don't know you, and...
Yeah, I'd need more time anyway.
Well, as much as I'd like to.
No trouble there, girly girl.
I've never met a man who sells anvils before. That's something, well, quite different.
Yeah, it takes quite a salesman, I can tell you that. Anvils have got a pretty limited appeal. Oh, what am I doing? I missed that train. I'll probably lose my job. And I gotta leave word about Hill.
Well...
You ain't the one to leave it with.
Leave word with me. Try me.
How do I know that you're even gonna deliver those letters?
Well, you'll have to try me.
Well...
Mr. Kettle. There's your
guy's got a girl in every county in Illinois, and he's taking it away from every single one of them. That's 102 counties, not counting the piano teachers like you. He coaxes up to keep their mouths closed. Neither of you has heard the last of me, bloody girl.
Good evening.
Please don't keep you, Professor Hill. You must have many more important things to do than to explain the think system to me.
Can't think of one.
That must be a very dull company for a man of your experience.
Now say, where did you get an idea like that?
One hears rumors about traveling salesmen.
Now, Miss Mary, you mustn't believe everything you hear. After all, one even hears rumors about librarians.
I suppose you're referring to Uncle Matty?
Uncle Matty?
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. No matter what they say, he left me in a sure job, so Mother and me in winter will have some security. Surely you don't believe
No, of course not. But that's exactly what I'm saying. Now, why do you think people make up such rumors?
Narrow-mindedness. Jealousy mostly, I guess.
And jealousy mostly starts rumors about traveling salesmen. What have you heard?
Nothing about you personally. Just generally.
What have you heard generally?
Just that it's tough to reason that disappointment and jealousy can lead to take you for instance. Your attention to customers, and well, teachers might be easily misinterpreted night and day. I mean, obviously night and day.
Well,
and as you said, if another salesman or somebody were jealous, there could be downright lies.
what could?
Rumors and things.
Why, of course.
It just proves you should never believe everything you hear, doesn't it? I mean, if you discuss things.
Miss Mary and I would be delighted to discuss anything in the world with you. But couldn't we do it sitting down? You do sit. Your knees bend and all.
Could we sit on the porch steps?
We could also sit over on the large hollow log over at the footbridge.
I couldn't think of it. I've never been to the footbridge with a man in my life.
Just to talk.
I got to dress up for the sociable.
Then meet me there in 15 minutes.
I just can't, please. Maybe some other time. Maybe tomorrow.
My dear the librarian, pile up enough tomorrows and you'll find all you've collected are a bunch of empty yesterdays. I don't know about you, but I'd like to make today worth remembering.
Oh. So would I.
The footbridge, 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Mama, I just told Professor Hill I'll meet him at the footbridge in 15 minutes.
Glory be and the saints be praised. It works.
What did?
I've been using the think system on you from the past.
in time, don't worry. Miss Marion, you're late.
But you said 15 minutes.
Well, what I meant to say was you're, I'd say about 26 years late. Took you all this time to get to the footbridge with a fella?
If you want to know the truth, it almost took me longer.
Oh?
Halfway here, I nearly turned back. I suppose I'm not the first to find it easier to think clearly when not under the spell of your salesmanship.
Now, Miss Marion, surely you don't believe I've been trying to sell you anything?
No. You've given me something. That's why I came.
I don't recall giving you anything.
Yes, you have. That's why I decided to come. And I'm glad. Oh, please, don't be afraid that I expect too much more. One can't expect a traveling salesman to stay put. I know there has been many ports of call, and there will be many more. But that's no reason for me not to be grateful for what you have left behind for me.
Marion, there's a lot of things you don't know about me.
Hey, Craig!
Excuse me, I'm expecting a cable from Hector Berlioz. This could be it. What is it?
Who's the salesman here? Sounds like she's selling and you're buying.
You nuts! Now beat it. Go get the rig. Never a dull moment in the music business. Now, where were we?
You were about to tell me something I don't know about you.
Ah, yes. Well, we don't have to go into that right now, do we?
Or ever, for that matter, Harold. The librarian hasn't felt like doing any research lately, but she did plenty when you just arrived.
Oh? About what?
About Professor Hill, Gary Conservatory. Gold medal of '05. There wasn't any Gary Conservatory of Music in '05.
Why, there certainly was.
Because the city wasn't even built till '06. I'll see you at the sociable.
But you knew all along?
From July 7th, 3 days after you arrived, I tore this paper out of the Indiana Journal. It was originally intended to use against you, but now I give it to you with all my heart.
But if you knew, then why didn't you? Why, you double-dealing little... 110 cornets blazed the air, and I honestly took my place as the one and only base, and I owned pot up and down the square.
Good night, my someone, good night, my love.
110 cornets right behind.
Our star is shining, is bright as light.
Their arms like shipments. Sweet dreams be yours, dear dreams there be.
110 cornets play the air.
I wish I may, and I wish I might. Now good night, my someone, good night.
Greg, this guy's crazy. He's going all over town, spilling everything.
You're crazy. Missed my train, probably lost my job, but I got you this time, and you're gonna pay. Why, you'd be in a clink right now if you wouldn't have been for that little piano teacher. I told you all about it. What do you think she did? Lily gagged me around, so I missed seeing she. Why, that dried up man, hungry little...
Hey! Get out of here before I kill you, you foul mouth!
Hey, bully, you big blow! I'm gonna stick around till you get yours. Up, down, through, and sideways. Why, you never even knew the terror thing.
Here's your stuff, Greg. The rig's in the alley. Come on, hurry up.
Gullible green rascals. When are you going to get it through your head? Are you being swindled out of your eye teeth right now? This minute? There's a burglar up in the bedroom and fiddle down here in the parlour. Yeah, I'm talking about Harold Hill. Highwayman, road agent, pickpocket. Pickpocket? Yeah, he's had his hands in your pocket, and your wallet, lady, and yours, little lady, ever since the first minute he came into town. I've got more evidence here than you'll ever have time to read. There is no bag. There never was a bag. And there never will be a bag. And if you don't go out right now and hunt him down like a mad dog, there won't be any Harold Hill either. He'll be on the next train out of town.
Well, now do you believe me? Huh? Now do you believe me? Well, go after him. And when you catch him, bring him to the gymnasium. Go! Try by the low road. Down by the old mill. By the creek. Go!
Marion, where have you been? We're looking all over for you.
What are you doing here? I'm looking for Winthrop. He's run away. You have to go. They're talking about tar and feathers.
I had to see you, Marion.
You don't have to. You don't owe me a word, not a word. Please, Harold, go. Go. You have to go.
Greg! He isn't anywhere around here. Let's try down by the creek.
Winthrop?
Hold on a minute there, son. two.
Would not.
We're taught. Tell you anything you want to know.
Can you lead a band?
No.
Are you a big liar?
Yes.
Are you a dirty run crook?
Yes.
Let me go, you big liar!
Hold on now, quit wiggling. I'm bigger than you, so you're gonna stand here and take it all. Now there's two things you're entitled to know. One, you're a wonderful kid. I thought so from the beginning. That's why I wanted you in the band, so you quit moping around feeling sorry for yourself.
What band?
I always think there's a band, kid.
What the other thing I'm entitled to know?
Well, come to think of it, the second thing's none of your business.
I wish to never come to River City!
No, you don't, Winthrop.
Sister, you believe him?
I believe everything he said, but he promised us. I know what he promised us. It all came true. The flags, and the lights, and the symbols.
Where was all that?
In the way every kid in this town walked around this summer, and looked and acted, especially you. The parents too. Does Mama wish you would come to River City?
Well, you do, don't you?
No, Winthrop. No. Oh, please go.
Go on, Professor. Hurry up.
I can't leave, Winthrop.
Why not?
For the first time in my life, I've got my foot caught in the door.
Which is why I interrupted the program at this time. Rest assured, this snake in our bosom would have been misapprehended by now. And let me remind you, my fellow river citizens, that I did everything in my power to keep this dire happening from happening.
4 What are you doing about getting our money back?
Well, I told you.
Hey, $300 for uniforms just tonight.
I told you, Miss Slippery.
Uniforms or my kids. It's just after supper.
Never mind. 7 years ago. Virtue has triumphed. The sword of retribution has cut down Professor Harold Hill. And if there are those amongst you who, as I've heard, were melting tar and collecting feathers, I will not say them nay.
Well, I should think the honor of you. Some of you could forget our everlasting Iowa stubbornness, chip on the shoulder arrogance, long enough to remember River City before Harold Hill arrived. Do you remember? Well, do you? Surely some of you ought to be grateful to him for what he brought to River City. And if so, I should think you'd want to admit it.
Oh, you're wasting a great deal of time here. If there's a single person in this room who doesn't think that this Hill fellow should be tarred and feathered, let him stand up. Huh? Just let him stand up. You ladies, sit down.
No.
Who and the rest of you standing around like a coat of Shropshire sheep? Have you forgotten how you bought expensive uniforms, technical manuals, and high-priced instruments? Have you forgotten the clear understanding and warranty that your kid will play in a band? Well, where's the band?